and shine with a smile. It's a brand new day. Welcome to Good Morning Abuja on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station. I hope you slept well. Yes, you are up and grateful. I am up and grateful as well. You need to take gratitude very serious. You might have some challenges, some things that have not added up. You still need to be grateful for a brand new day. Welcome on board. This show is a show that makes you start your day in a right frame of mind. Trust me, all you need to do is to grab a cup of coffee or tea and sit back and relax because we'll have a lot of things for you. Yes, there's an exciting interview. There's a blend of lifestyle, motivation, health tips, and so much more. Let's kick off with the motivation. Pastor Haruna is here to talk to us about consistency in your talents. If you're a talented person, how consistent are you? Listen to this. We'll be right back.
Consistency over talent. What is consistency? Consistency is a word that implies stickability, that is, the ability to stick, the ability to stay, that is, the ability to be in the game for a long time. That is consistency. It means the ability to repeat the same thing over and again. It means the ability to sustain similar actions over time, thereby bringing forth similar results. Consistency means the ability for you to stay with a decision until you see the desired results. Consistency is far more preferred than talent. You could have talents, you could even have gifts, but without consistency, all these will be wasted. The secret of men's life is found in their routine. When you see a person whose life is full of backward movements, full of regrets, full of failures, all factors being equal, you could trace it to lack of consistency.
Thank you so much, Pastor Haruna, for talking to us about the power of consistency as talented personalities. Let's move over to the head segment now, where Dr. David Ajibade is here to talk to us about the power of light. I want to learn, so let's go and learn together.
I wanted to talk about the importance of sunlight. It's not just about vitamin D. You hear me talk about vitamin D, yes, but the sun has a whole range of rays. So you've got the visible spectrum, which has the seven colors. Roy beef is how we used to remember them, from red all the way to violet, and then it has what are known as the ultraviolet rays. So you got UVA, B, and C. I'm not sure about what C does. UVB is what your body uses to create vitamin D. So you don't get vitamin D from the sun. You make vitamin D from exposure of your skin to the sun. That has to be clarified. The sun does not give you vitamin D. UVA rays, what that does, it penetrates deeper. That helps your skin produce, and the blood vessels in the skin produce nitric oxide, which is a very, very, very important chemical and gas that helps to dilate and expand the blood vessels. It does other things as well in the brain, but we'll just leave it at that for now. And then, of course, there's the infrared rays, which have been shown to help with mitochondria. Those are the powerhouse of the cells. They've been shown to help with mood and digestion and a whole bunch of other things. So very important. And then there's also the visible light, where those seven rays, there's 7 different kinds of light, where people in the morning, and you've probably heard Andrew Huberman talk about this a lot, where he's like saying it's very important to get out in the morning when the light is still coming out. Expose your eyes, expose your body to light, because that helps you reset. It helps with the sleep wake cycle, so that when you're going to bed, you're more likely going to be able to go to bed at night when it's dark. So he's saying to have a good night's sleep later on in the night. It starts with what you do in those first few hours of the morning, and one of the things you need to do is to go out in the sun. So this bottom line is that there's a whole bunch of things that being exposed to the sun does, and I get it.
Welcome back from that health tips. I hope you learned. I mean, it's very important. Of learning is a process, we all know. Let's take a break now. When we return, we'll be joining our guests, the first guest on the show. So stay with us.
I don't know what it is, but she drives me crazy.
Marriage, a beautiful bond, but not without its battles. Behind every smile is a story. Behind every I do is a journey. Mr. and Mrs., the show that peels back the curtain on real relationships. No scripts, no filters, just truth.
I've become a better husband because I've learned a lot from the mistake of the past.
I had feelings, but I wanted to be sure.
Do I have to kneel down to marry a woman?
No, but just do the right.
Join us every week as we sit down with real couples to talk about the raw, the real, and the redemptive side of marriages. From newlyweds to seasoned partners of 40 years plus, no topic is off limits.
Have you ever been in love?
At the end of the year, he came to the village. I saw, oh, this is the brother I saw that time. He said, please, I want to marry you.
This is modern entertainment. It's an invitation to grow, to heal, and to love again. Mr. and Mrs. is about real love, real struggles, and real hope. Every couple has a story. What's yours? Join us on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
'Cause all of me loves all of you.
Welcome back from that break. You're still watching Good Morning Abuja on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station. Today is International Day for Care and Support. Care is something essential in our lives. Everyone needs care. At one point in your life, you've received care or you've given care to someone. It's such a big deal to have care and be cared for. So joining us this morning to talk so much about this day, that is International Day for Care and Support, is Dr. Sani Amar Rabe. He is retired director of social welfare, so he is in the position to talk to us about this very day, International Day for Care and Support. Help me make welcome Dr. Sani. Welcome, sir. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, my fellow Nigerians. Well, the word care is a relative term. It means a lot. One of the most essential part of human life, that is love, is being measured based on care and concern. But in this case, International Labour Organization, based on the observation and the research you conducted, noticed a kind of discrepancies and undervalue the word care work, and the value of the care workers and support services givers. Care, as I said earlier, is a relative term.
Okay.
It is a kind of services that either direct or indirect being provided for the purpose of humanity, education, social or mental and otherwise. It is being essentially considered in this case, as per people with special needs, either older persons, people with certain special conditions, like people with this, mental challenges, mental health challenges, or even physical. So it has been noted that by the International Labour Organization that there's a quite gap in terms of valuing because it's being undervalued. This is because there are so many cases related to care that are being underreported.
Okay.
Some caregivers are being treated like less human by their employers. Now you discover that they don't pay them well and they don't have much to report. And some don't because it's the only source of livelihood they consider it to be to them, no other alternative. But one thing noted by the United Nations, making such proclamation of 29 October to serve as the day to commemorate in this year, 2025, 29 October is set aside for the United Nations General Assembly to discuss the progress recorded so far globally in terms of
Care and support.
care and support. It is a kind of services that, as I said earlier, either direct or indirect, paid and unpaid. Those that are paid, you discover that, like nurses,
Okay.
they are caregivers, teachers, crèche, these children kindergartens,
care.
yes, and crèche whereby nothing mothers that are working class
Okay, with children.
keep their children so that they will be able to
Go to work.
go to work. So if you look at it, it is very essential in the future of any generation. What has been noted by the United Nations and the International Labour Organization is a kind of discrepancy in terms of even payment and regard to these care and support providers. The majority of those involved in the statistic of the United Nations are women. Currently, the workforce considered by the United Nations Organization, there are about 249 million care and support providers, whereas the male comprises of about 132. And by prediction, in the next 5 years, based on the statistic carried out, it has been predicted that by 2030, that is in the next 5 years, the care recipients or the care providers will increase to almost 2 billion plus.
Such a large number.
Yes. If you look at it, due to a kind of awareness of the importance of health maintenance, health cares, the life expectancy has exceeded, more improved. You see, there are so many people that look at them before. When you reach the age of 50, 60, you see somebody even holding stick, looking one card, emaciated, and then the population is not as today. If you look at person Nigeria today, 10 years back, the population was less than 200 million. But now, even layman will tell you that 200 million plus. About 15 years back, China was less than 2 billion, but today they are more than 2.8 billion. India was about less than 1 billion, but today India is more than 1 billion plus. So I discovered that as per the prediction of the United Nations, the recipient and the providers of this care and support will increase vehemently. So
you've explained in detail, sir, the whole aspect about this very day from what you said now. How do we begin to highlight their importance? You talked about them being on that page. This day, what do you think is the best thing to do, talking to those that pay them salaries, so that everybody supports the work they do? Because from the statistics, it's such a huge number, and then being underpaid, it's not such a good story to hear.
Yes, I have said something earlier that there are so many issues related to care service and support providing. Many care and support providers are being treated less human by their employers.
Now, how do we make it
So
get
now,
better?
as per your question, one important thing is making awareness for people to appreciate
the
the importance of care work and care work providers. They are equally human like me. We have seen it in so many short videos. Some is true, some based true life story, and in some cases, some people install a kind of CCTV camera in the house to see how their children are being treated by their care and support providers at home, that the nannies.
Okay.
There's one that we have seen, and it was a kind of kind of this CCTV camera. When they display it, the employed nanny, the way she was handling that toddler, which is less than a year old, within months, is inhuman. That's to tell you a story about how the employers are equally treating her. So in the absence of them, she will now take revenge on the little baby. And there are some cases that young women care service providers do suffer from a kind of sexual harassment in many cases.
Interesting. Now, okay, so do you think it's because of the way her bosses are treating her that made her to treat the toddler like that?
In some cases, yes.
Okay, we'll come to that. Let's take this quick breather. When we return, the show continues. Please stay locked.
This is Call the Police.
Live on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
The least you and I can do is to assist them by making security our primary concern.
Security is everyone's business. This is why NTA Channel 5 Abuja is collaborating with the FCT Police Command in providing a weekly platform for up-to-date security check in the FCT. Join us for the real information every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station.
Thank you so much, because I know you're there and you're still on your screen this morning. Continuing this conversation about the International Day of Care and Support, we still have Dr. Sani here. So I asked the question earlier before we went on a break. You gave an example of how a care provider was treating a toddler. I personally saw that video. It was so touching. Now, do you think is because of the way she's being paid? Let's say she's being paid poorly, or the way she's being treated that made her to, in turn, treat the little toddler like that?
Well, in some cases, it's not the issue of even the payment.
It's not the issue of the payment.
The way and manner the employers treat the care providers.
But would they take it on the children? I mean, the children are innocent. They don't know what their fathers and mothers are doing. It's transferring aggression to the children. Is it the proper way for caregivers, proper thing for caregivers to do?
Most of such kind of caregivers, they are not trained. That is one.
They are not trained.
They are not trained. They are illiterate. Most of them embrace such kind of job because they couldn't have any other job, or the only job available, and they are not skilled.
They're not skilled
to face another, challenges of life, or to get them engaged for a kind of economically payable job. So that the only thing they can provide, which they consider is just like a normal thing in the house, because a woman is considered a mother, whether trained or untrained, based on the way she see her mother treating her, or her sisters treating their children. Otherwise, it's just like, I can do it. They are not trained. So, and humans were emotional. The word human, just the word human, underline it, is there is weakness that is human. And that weakness, the way and manner you manage your emotions,
It's very important.
is very important.
Okay, let's move on now because of our time. What ways do you think caregivers contribute to the development of our society?
It's very, very essential. There are so many ways. When the skilled people that are providing essential services for the development of the society, they have either elder ones or sick persons or children, toddlers that need to be attended to. And their skill is needed for the society to move on. So having a professionally trained caregiver is very important to enable them contribute in the other part of the economy or societal development.
The training aspects now, how do we get them trained in a way and manner that they will know that, look, even if your bosses are treating you badly or poorly, you either resign than taking it up on the young ones?
Well, in some developed nations, if I can say developed countries, yes, Europe, Canada especially, and some part of the Europe, they do employ caregivers based on their training.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you have to present a certificate and you undergo a kind of screening interview practically to show that you are qualified to manage a particular service or care recipient.
Okay.
It depends on the category. Is it an elder person? Or is it people with such kind of mental challenges? Or is it a toddler? Or is it a domestic house support? So that the household that are engaged in some skillful or economically important issues related to the society will be the other side are you. But here, in a country like Nigeria, where welfare service is not considered as anything, one of the best way we can do it is by through national orientation agencies. One, that is one aspect.
Okay.
And then these NGOs, Action Aid Council, all these women organizations, to be doing a kind of, campaign, advocacy, making people to understand. Before you engage someone, that person has to undergo this. And then in our communities, there is the need for our community leaders, for them to understand the importance of, even if it's through faith-based organizations, to be treating both male and female in terms of, in the case of eventuality when the service is needed, even if you are not to be a professional or paid caregiver, because there are certain cases that the unpaid one are the services being provided by members of the family.
Okay.
You have an elderly person, or you have somebody with mental challenge, like this imbecile and the likes of them, they call it imbecile, but in the social we don't. People with either autism, cerebral palsy, and the likes of it. Or toddlers, children under age.
Okay.
So
we would like to know, sir, what are the challenges faced by professional caregivers and informal caregivers? What are the challenges they face? You've talked about the ones that are not trained. What about this trained one?
The trained ones in our contemporary society, or I can say in society like Nigeria, which will specifically let me emphasize more on it. Social work is not considered as anything important.
Why?
Until recently, the government has now made it more professional. Before you employ a social worker, you must have a minimum qualification of social work, either diploma, advanced diploma, or the likes of it. But before, only people that are in that psychological, line, that read psychology, regardless of, and just reading their psychology does not make you to be completely qualified social worker, because there are certain things you don't understand. What you acquire in the classroom is different what is outside there.
That's the practical.
But there are some that on-the-job training is very essential. Even if you have your degree, you need to undergo the practical. So now, the recent development when federal government has signed an act on social work services now to make it less problematic. But the major challenge is that is recognition by the society. Every family, you discover they have one social problem or the other, either between the husband or the wife or the children and their parents, or vice versa, even among the children, even how to manage the family. So each family need to have a social counselor that will help them to have a harmonious coexistence within the family.
Very important question now. How do you think governments, NGOs, and the society will begin to support social workers, caregivers, and accord them the payment, the respect, and everything they deserve?
Well, the government has started its own part now.
Okay.
What is left is for the society, that's members of the public, to look at it, value it more, embrace it. And they are the one that are the recipient, directly the recipient of such work, social work services. In this case, as we are talking about support and care, even though counseling is a kind of support, counseling within family counseling, how the family can coexist together is a kind of support services. So government has now made social workers to be part of, just like health workers. That's why the federal government now made it Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. So their salary scale has improved. That is one. Two, members of the public are the ones that are supposed to support them to make them feel and be more responsible. Being professional, different. Being responsible and to carry out and discharge your duty as a professional is another thing. Here, what is going is commitment by the professional. So the social workers too have to sit up.
Sit up.
Yes. Update their knowledge based on the current or existing societal challenges to meet up. So they have to be committed, they have to work with their shoulder high proudly, update their knowledge, and contribute practically for the world to see the importance of it.
As we celebrate this day and mark the importance of social workers and caregivers, what message are you sharing to Nigerians? What message are you giving to them as we wrap up this conversation?
Thank you. Well, my message to the Nigerians is to appreciate the fact that every family setting, which is the unit or component of the society, should understand that, yes, they have one social problem or the other, which need to be supported by a professional counselor. If they can solve it by themselves, meaning if they can handle it through understanding, because that's very difficult in some cases because of our emotional weakness, ego, sometimes on the side of the man, ego. If we conquer the ego, we conquer ourselves. It's much easier. And some cases, the women, if they have some economic advantage above the men, they now became unruly.
Some of them.
Some of them. And thank you. Some not, I didn't put you. And among the men, I'm one of them. I'm a man too. That's why I talk about our problem, ego. So we have to appreciate that, and we have to appreciate the fact that treat any person, either a visitor or an engaged caregiver, or any supporter from the either distant family relations or close by, whether employed or direct, or treat everybody as human, with love and care.
As human.
And achieve that harmonious coexistence. Otherwise, you pay the price.
Thank you very much, sir,
Thank you.
for educating us, explaining the things some of us didn't know about this importance of the social workers and caregivers. We appreciate you coming on the show this morning. Thank you so much, sir. And I'm sure you've learned from this concerning the importance of caregivers, social workers. Please pay them well when you hire them. Pay them well. And also ensure that they are trained concerning the job they're about to deliver so that they will do well. You've learned. I've also learned. When we return, Good Morning Abuja returns on your screen as well.
I don't know what it is, but she drives me crazy.
Marriage, a beautiful bond, but not without its battles. Behind every smile is a story. Behind every I do is a journey. Mr. and Mrs., the show that peels back the curtain on real relationships. No scripts, no filters, just truth.
I've become a better husband because I've learned a lot from the mistake of the past.
I had feelings, but I wanted to be sure.
Do I have to kneel down to marry a woman?
No, but just do the right.
Join us every week as we sit down with real couples to talk about the raw, the real, and the redemptive side of marriages. From newlyweds to seasoned partners of 40 years plus, no topic is off limits.
Have you ever been in love?
At the end of the year, he came to the village. I said, oh, this is the brother I saw that time. He said, please, I want to marry you.
This is modern entertainment. It's an invitation to grow, to heal, and to love again. Mr. and Mrs. is about real love, real struggles, and real hope. Every couple has a story. What's yours? Join us on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
'Cause all of me loves all of you.
Welcome back from that break. This is still Good Morning Abuja on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station. Yes, this morning we are privileged to have a legal practitioner joining us to talk about very important matter. Yes, it's something maybe is in your mind. We want to learn and also unlearn. Like on this show, we learn a lot, we unlearn, and we progress. Joining us this morning is Dr. Barrister Akin Ogunshaki. He'll be talking to us on access to justice, bridging the gap between the law and the common man. We hear a lot of things that sometimes we hear that justice is for the poor man. I mean, not having justice is for the poor man. It's like the rich, the justice, they assess it. So we'd like to hear from him. Why is it difficult to have justice, to assess justice? How will that gap be bridged so that the poor man or the common man will also have access to justice? Welcome, Barrister Doctor. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. Talk to us about this very important matter. What does it mean to really have access to justice in the contents of a democratic society, which is Nigeria, that we are?
Yes, good. Let me start by saying that justice, what justice means.
Okay.
You see, justice is all about fairness. Fairness. Fairness without somebody being hindered at any level that you go through. If you are not hindered in any level you go through to secure justice or to ensure that there is fairness, it means you have access to justice. Well, another thing about justice is that it is an administrative and judicial remedy that is available to the citizens through the operation of competent court of jurisdiction. Having said that, there's no two ways about it. The moment there's no justice, there's a problem. A country that doesn't believe in justice cannot said to be democratic or to be peaceful, so to speak. There must be a cardinal point that a country is tainted towards justice and fairness at all times. How can you assess this? How do you get this justice? It is not justice you get in your house. It is not justice you get in your working place. Justice we are talking about can only be ventilated through the court of law. And the court of law is another arms of the government. We call them the judiciaries. They're another arms of government. So if you want to assess justice, you must ensure that you have some parameters.
Okay.
Directly at your fingertip.
Interesting.
What are those parameters? The first parameter is that it depends on the justice you want to assess.
Okay.
If you are at the longer head, perhaps with your employer, so to speak, the only thing you can do is that you must ensure that the procedures laid down at that your working place, you have complied with it.
Okay.
Because before you are given employment, there are things they must have told you that you cannot do. That one will be in your letter of employment. You must comply, either you like it or not. So that at the end of the day, if there is a mix-up, if there is a disagreement, you can assess justice.
Interesting.
That is another thing. Another thing is that justice might elude you if you contravene the sections of Constitution, of our law. Let me put it like that. The section of our law. If you are a citizen of a country, a citizen of Nigeria, so to speak, a citizen of Nigeria, in the 1999 Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, our Constitution of 1999 as amended, Section 33, subsection 1 states that you are entitled, you have liberty to your life, right of life to life, right to life.
Right to life.
Yeah. That is, you have right to live without any hindrance. Nobody can just kill you anyhow. It's not allowed by law. That is right
to life.
To life. Section 36, subsection 1 says you have right to fairness. A fair hearing. Fair hearing. If there's any dispute or whatever, and you want to go to court, of course, you must be accorded fair hearing. Section 41 says you have right to move around, right of movement. That is, as a citizen of Nigeria, you can go to anywhere in Nigeria and live there. Nobody can hinder your movement.
Interesting.
But mind you, at a point, if you have committed an offense and you have been tried and found guilty of that offense, your right to life will be trampled upon. That is, they can say you have been sentenced to death. It means they have taken that right
that you have as a
citizen. They have taken it away from you.
Because of the crime you committed.
That's it, because of the offense. If they are looking for you, or perhaps police declare you wanted, and at a point in time, they say, if you see him, they put a ransom on you. Putting a ransom means they put money, that this money, you come and collect it if you can find Mr. James. It means you are not free again.
No freedom of movement.
Freedom of movement is no longer there. If you are caught, immediately they will report to police, and police will get you arrested for prosecution.
Interesting.
Then, right to fair hearing is equally very germane. Or let us look at right to freedom of assembly. That is, ability to join any association of your choice. Ability to freedom of religion. Ability to the freedom of speech. Yes, I put it like that. Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
Yes.
With the way it's going, do you think hate speech is something that need to be punished for? Like someone says something about you, like a hate speech. Do you think the law should have a place for it to become
you see, the problem is that we are not very legalistic in Nigeria. We have laws, but those laws they are not obeyed to letter.
Wow.
You see, I will let you understand today that fornication and adultery, the law is there.
For fornication and adultery?
Yes. But how many people have been tried for it in Nigeria? It's as if there's something like that. You cannot take a man to court, or a man cannot take another man to court that is fornicating with
the daughter
or the wife.
But the law covers it.
There's no as to that.
Wow.
But the truth of the matter is that it is as dead as it's living. Why? Because you see, in our society, the issue of moralities take a very, very formidable position. People believe that if I should go and report my husband
fornication.
For fornication,
adultery now.
I'm in trouble. They will say, hey, you want to report your husband? So women generally they
decide to quiet.
Yes, they decided to keep quiet about it. Even though it happens, of course, daily. But they didn't say anything about it.
Interesting. This is just question number 1, and you've seen how detailed explanation he has given us. So, we want to take a quick break. When we return, Barrister is still here to answer the questions that our time will permit him to answer. He's loaded, of course, you've seen that. Please stay with us.
Are you interested in being up to date with the pacey world of sports? Our rebranded Capital Sports is the finest bet for your doing so.
So join us every Thursday live at 3 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja to talk sports for your viewing pleasure. Remember, you can be a part of this #1 sporting program. Join us on the analysis, views and opinions.
Welcome back from the break. We are talking law. Yes. Bridging the gap between the citizen, the common man, the government, and the law. We are here to learn, and we have a legal practitioner doing justice already to that very matter. So how would you describe the relationship between the law and the ordinary citizen in Nigeria?
Well, the laws, there are no set of rules enforced by the sovereign authority, set of rules enforced by sovereign authority to regulate the behaviors of citizens. That is law. And law, we can see law also as the very tools that the privileged use against the less privileged.
I think I like that definition. It's often believed that the privileged use it against so how do we handle that?
Yes. The impulse of that is this. Ordinarily, those who are charged with the responsibility of dispensing justice, they are the privileged people.
Okay,
there's no doubt about that.
Really?
Yes, they are privileged people. Though the Lord did not see them as privileged, but in a layman language, you see them as being privileged. Because whatever they say is what the law says, and it must be enforced. The nexus the nexus of that, the nexus between the law and the common man now stem from the fact that if you are a common man, I will first of all look at common man as those who cannot access justice. Perhaps,
cannot access justice.
yes, perhaps they don't have what it takes. They don't have money. Or perhaps they are not connected. Or perhaps they don't even know they are right. A lot of them don't even know they are right. Yes.
Some might know they are right, but they don't have the money to
Yes.
afford the charges of the lawyers.
They are privileged. They are not privileged. They are privileged. Now, some they will even tell him that this is your right. You can do this, you can do this. But the fact remains that do they have funds? They have the money to ventilate that right. Because you have to ventilate it. You will knock the door of a competent court of competent jurisdiction to let them know that your right has been trampled upon there, and for them to actually decide whether such person will be punished or not.
So why do we need money to access justice?
Well, if you need money to access justice because, number one, you need the service of somebody that knows about the law, which is a legal practitioner, a lawyer. You have to pay the lawyer. The lawyer must be paid. If you don't have money to pay the lawyer, I'm sorry. Well, we have legal aid council being managed and serviced by the government. I can assure you, if you hand over your matter to them, you might be on the matter in the next 10 years.
Without having justice.
It will not see the light of the day without having justice.
Is it because it's a free service?
Yeah, well, of course. That's the country where we live in. It's a free service. So you have little or no right to tell them exactly or to complain about their activities.
The delays in the justice.
But when you give money to a lawyer, if a lawyer is being paid for a service to ventilate your right, he can go extra mile. He can go, what you don't expect a lawyer to do in a case like that, he will do it to ensure that at the end of the day, you get justice. So that is why it is difficult for common man to get justice. That is why.
So that is the barrier.
More often than not.
That is the barrier.
That is the barrier. That is the barrier.
How do we overcome this?
Yes, it is possible for us to overcome it.
Because we need to bridge that.
But I want to say that to overcome such a lacuna, it cannot be now. It will take time. I have to be very frank with you. It will take time. The society, the awareness in the society, it has not gotten to that level. It has not gotten to that level. Yes.
How will the less privileged access justice?
Yeah, the less privileged can access justice through number one, through ensuring that whatever they want to do, it is related not only to the law, but they don't step on the law.
Don't step on the law.
Yes, that's number one. Number two, there are some NGOs outside there.
Okay.
They should try and find out where they offer free legal services. Like women, they have their own. They have their own. They call them
feeder.
Like feeder. Women can go to feeder. I even refer some women to feeder. That is better. And women, they don't take it lightly. The moment they were brief about what is happening to a woman, and they discover that this one shouldn't be like that, they take it up. They have sorted a lot of cases out for women.
We appreciate your education this morning.
Thank you.
Exposed a lot of things to us. You've opened our eyes to things we didn't know about the law and justice. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you so, so much.
Thank you.
Of course, you've heard him. He that comes with equity must come with clean hands. All right. So also make sure on your own part you're doing the right thing so that when you call on justice, justice will answer. I don't know if there's anything like that. Pardon me if I've misquoted. We want to take a quick break. When we return, the show continues. Welcome back from that musical break. I hope you enjoy it. Yes, it is good to shake our bodies. Yes, whenever we have that opportunity to do so. Now we are heading over to the cookery segment. One of my favorites. Because I'm a foodie, and this morning we'll be learning how to make fisherman soup. Have you eaten fisherman soup before? It's an African delicacy. Yes. It's very sweet and yummy. So please, let's watch together. I would also like to learn new ways to improve my cooking skills. So let's watch together.
Good morning, Abuja. Welcome to the kitchen segment with me, your host, Nelly's Real Diaries. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you how to make fisherman soup. This soup is particularly very common to the riverine areas, and it's packed with all the deliciousness you can ever think of. Without any further ado, let me quickly introduce you to our ingredients. Blended Scotch bonnet peppers, we have seasoning cube, 2 seasoning cube, and then we have some salt, we have croaker fish. You can do well to use catfish or any fresh fish of choice. We have crabs. Our crabs has been cleaned up properly. Okay, if you do not know how to clean your crabs, please ask the people when you're buying it. Okay, they will show you how to clean it properly. And then I have my prawns. My prawns has been cleaned and properly deveined. Okay, you want to devein your prawn so you have a good eating experience. Okay, I have my crayfish, my uziza leaves, palm oil, cocoyam is my thickener of choice. As always, I have snail's hair, I have your regular periwinkles, and I have these white periwinkles, popularly known as ngolo. Very nice. And I have meat stock here, and these are all the ingredients, okay, to make this deliciousness. I can't wait, guys. My meat broth or stock, okay, so my palm oil, and then my crayfish. We're talking about seafood, and seafood cooks so fast. Okay, you need to make sure that you get everything, your ingredients prepped, because once you start adding, it's that fast. So I'm going in with my seasoning cube. Just our fish will make an entrance, so our fish needs to cook. That is why we are adding it now. So I'm going to cover the pot, and I'll come back to show you guys where we are. Welcome back, guys. Yeah. So I'm going to take out the fish so they don't scatter. So now I'm going to add more water. So now I'm going to go in with my crab and then my snails. Snails are so expensive, you guys. I'm going to stay on that prawn. So that I'm going to cover the pot right now to cook for another 3 to 5 minutes, and I'm going to see you guys later. So to ensure that our seafood doesn't overcook, I'm going to go ahead and add our thickener, a cocoyam. So I blended my cocoyam using my blender, because seafood or fisherman soup rather It's not meant to be so thick. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about when our soup is ready. So I'm going to cover the pot and let this cook for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, guys, the moment of truth. Ta-da! Can you see that? Our soup is looking so good, and this is what I mean by the consistency. This is it, okay? I'm going in with our periwinkles, 2 cups of periwinkles, and then my ngolo white periwinkle, and then I bring back the fish. It smells really good here. To just simmer for 1 minute, and then our soup will be ready. Okay, see you guys later. Okay, guys, yay, this is our soup. So what is left is for me to add my uziza leaf, and this is it, you guys. Our soup is ready, you guys. I'm going to turn off the cooker, and yeah, no other thing to do other than to serve this and then enjoy with your swallow.
I hope you watched and you've learned. Will you try that? Sure, I'll definitely try that this weekend. I'll be making fisherman soup. Okay, so now let's know what the weather is talking to us about. Thank you very much. It's about time I say bye on the show this morning. Appreciating you for waking up with me, for joining the show from the beginning, starting with the motivation, the health tips, the cookery, how to make fisherman soup, and the exciting and educative interviews. Not forgetting the weather. I want to appreciate you for being part of the show this morning. Join us again on Good Morning Abuja tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 7. My name is Uloma Ibe. I love you.